33 to 50% of all cancers are attributable to preventable lifestyle causes, such as smoking, tobacco use, poor diet, alcohol consumption, and obesity. Genetics play a tiny role, causing only 5 to 10% of all cancers. The remainder of cancer cases can be attributed to environmental factors such as radiation, infections, and occupational exposures such as asbestos. Today I'm going to present you with some simple evidence-based recommendations you can do to prevent cancer. Through the research I have conducted, I have found some interesting statistics about cancer, as well as certain red flags that smoking, having a bad diet, and poor exercise all contribute to cancer in the majority of Americans, and how taking part of certain cancer screening programs can ensure you are cancer-free. As long as most of us have lived our lives, we have all experienced or known somebody who has been diagnosed with this disease. Cancer is a little timer that hits you in the face and tells you you are only mortal. It's among all of us, but if you start applying simple changes to our everyday life, the statistics will only shrink in size. First, we should all understand that cancer is preventable and is not necessarily fate or the luck of the draw when it comes to getting cancer. According to the Mayo Clinic, public attitudes toward cancer are poor. Everyone thinks that cancer can devour a soul. 2/3 of Americans believe that everything causes cancer, and almost 1/3 believe that there is nothing you can do to lower your chances of getting cancer. Research suggests that only 5% of cancer is hereditary. According to the American Cancer Society, half of all men and 1/3 of all women will develop cancer in their lifetime. The foundation focuses on cancers such as breast, cervical, colon, lung, oral, prostate, skin, and testicular, to name a few. But these are the most preventable cancers just by lifestyle changes and early detection and treatment. Now that we know certain statistics on this disease, let's take a look at how smoking can cause cancer at an alarming rate. Tobacco use is the single greatest avoidable risk factor for cancer deaths worldwide. Smoking contributes to an estimated 22% of cancer deaths per year. In 2008, 1.6 million of 7.4 million cancer deaths were due to tobacco use. Tobacco smoking causes many types of cancer, which is like a slow-killing vine. Tobacco is known for cancers of the lungs, mouth, throat, bladder, pancreas, stomach, and cervix. About 70% of lung cancer is attributable to smoking alone. Secondhand smoke, or also known as environmental tobacco smoke, has been proven to cause lung cancer as well in non-smoking adults. Smokeless tobacco, or taking in the forms of oral tobacco, chewing tobacco, or snuff, is related to oral, esophagus, and pancreatic cancer. Secondly, changes have been made within our country to try and eliminate smoking. We now can't smoke in any restaurants in the Twin Cities, and other countries have followed suit, with China being the most recent country to ban smoking in all indoor public places within their capital of Beijing. An estimated 20 million people will be protected with this ban when put into effect. Now we know how bad smoking is and how cancers develop from smoking. Let's take a look at how our diet plays a huge factor. Dietary modification is another important approach to cancer control. Especially with Americans leading the world in obesity, it is no shock we develop the most cancer that's related to overweight or the obese. Estimated in 2007 in the United States, about 34,000 new cases of cancer in men and about 50,000 in women, which is about 4 to 7% of the United States population, were due to obesity. The percentage of cases attributed to obesity varied widely for different cancer types, but was as high as 40% for some cancers, particularly endometrial cancer. To reduce your risk of cancer, look no further than your fridge. All the studies on cancer and nutrition point to eating plant-based foods for their nutrients and special compounds. Diets high in fruits and vegetables may have a protective effect against many cancers. Aim for about 5 to 9 daily servings of all kinds of fruits and vegetables, especially these 6 superstars. Broccoli, berries, tomatoes, walnuts, garlic, and beans all have key components to eliminate cancer cells within our body. Exercise is one of the most important actions you can take to help guard your body against any types of cancer. Many people exercise to prevent heart disease, but exercise can also play a key role in preventing cancer. More than 24 studies have shown that women who exercise have a 30 to 40% lower risk of breast cancer than their peers. Exercise plays a dramatic role in preventing cancer of the colon and rectum. According to the National Cancer Institute, people who exercise regularly have a 40 to 50% lower risk of colon cancer compared with those who don't exercise regularly. According to the National Activity Guidelines, a good goal to set is at least 30 minutes a day, but to get the most benefit, aim for about an hour a day. Previous research has shown that breast and colon cancer patients who exercise regularly have half the reoccurrence rate than those of non-exercisers. National policies and programs should be implemented to raise awareness and reduce exposure to cancer risk factors, and to ensure people who are provided with information and support they need to adopt healthy lifestyles. Diet and exercise play essential parts in a person's everyday life, and if we do not take care of ourselves, our bodies have a higher chance of getting cancer. Another recommendation is to take part in organized cancer screenings such as bowel cancer, that's prevalent in men and women, breast cancer, which is found more in women, and cervical cancer, which is also geared towards more women. These screenings could potentially save your life. Although the list I provided is stated in incredibly simple terms, in reality, it's not simple to change any of these behaviors. Some things on the list, like smoking, are habit-based and are incredibly difficult to change. Pressures of daily life get in the way, and we often have to prioritize the here and now rather than take time out for something that won't affect us for probably many years to come. For example, going for a cancer screening can be stressful, stress-inducing, and time-consuming, but it could save your life in the end. There are other structural barriers too, such as increasing the cost of a healthy diet. Although we know that many cancers are preventable, this knowledge does not mean that if you do get cancer, you are to blame. In reality, true causes of any individual's cancer are often impossible to distinguish, and victim blame is never helpful. In any case, knowledge is power, and making an informed decision about your own lifestyle is the best way to approach it. Know that many cancers are preventable, and also what you can do to reduce your own personal risk. In conclusion, today I've spoke about certain precautions one must take to prevent cancer from developing inside your body. Every item I spoke about today, including smoking, poor diet and exercise, to even pre-screening programs, are extremely important. Choose the lifestyle you want to live, but make sure it's a healthy one so you can live a long, prosperous life.